Hey fam, and welcome to LoL Diary! I am Kitja, the host for this show, and today I am teaching y'all how to finally get out of bronze. This video will contain specific and concrete tips that you can use right away after watching this video. And please note that this is specific tips for bronze. In case you wanna carry yourself out of silver and beyond, I will make videos about those elos in the future. Now let's get started. Before we begin with the main points, I want to establish some kind of baseline. I have two rules of thumb for bronze that really need to be respected. Like, believe me, as soon as I started respecting these rules, I started climbing like crazy. And rule number one is, the meta is different. Please, I want you to understand that the meta is incredibly different between bronze and challenger. It's like you're playing a different game, and stuff you've seen at LCS or seen your favorite streamers do, or strategies that should work in theory, might not work at all in bronze. While some champs that are simply useless in higher elos can be extremely effective. My point is that you have to treat bronze League of Legends as an entirely different game compared to high elo League of Legends. And our second rule is a much more obvious one. Most players are simply bad, and this is something you have to accept and live by. Whenever you enter a new game, you have to expect your teammates to be bad, and you have to expect your opponents to be bad. As soon as you just assume that everybody is most likely going to be bad, it'll be much easier to carry these games. Now remember these rules as we move on to the main points. This is what you have to do in order to get out of bronze. Number 1. Prioritize carry roles. While actually most stuff are viable in bronze, you'll have such an easier time to climb your way up if you choose a carry. And of course there are roles that are better in bronze, like mid lane and jungle, but you can carry yourself up with any role, even support. Every role has different champions that are simply easier to carry with than others, and you'll have a much easier time when choosing a carry role. And this point synergizes extremely well with the second point. Always specialize. This one is simply the most important point in the whole video. Always specialize. Have one main role that you stick by, and actually in bronze, the best tactic is to pick the same champion over and over again. I know that many players want to be versatile in this game, play a lot of different champions and always counter pick and pick for the team comp. But this is bronze, you can't pick for the team comp. You actually have to be selfish. Since there's a huge chance that your teammates won't follow up, will drag you down, maybe feed, etc. You have to pick a champ that you're really good at. In this point of the game, team comps etc. simply doesn't matter. You will help your team much more by picking your best pick than picking something that should work in theory. A great example is that I picked Quinn every single game. There were games where we were full AD squishes, while the opponent team had lots of tank, and I still carried those games because I know Quinn inside out. I would have not been able to do that if I picked something for the team comp. Next point is to inform your team. Remember, if you're a good player who deserves to get out of bronze, you probably know much more about the game than your average bronze player. So be sure to help your team out. Always ping, I mean ping like crazy. You can never ping too much. Even if you're top lane and see the jungler in the enemy bot lane jungle, ping warning so your whole team knows. Make sure to ward a lot everywhere and just hold the communication up. Believe me that small efforts like this can win you games. Pinging an incoming jungler in another lane can save you from a feeding bot lane. And for my last tips, never expect help or follow-ups. For example, if you're a mid laner and you've roamed bot lane, wait in the bush and ping your bot lane to engage. If they're not engaging, chances are that you should not follow up, because there's a chance that this bot lane won't follow up. But if they engage, then you have nothing to lose. They have already engaged. You know that they have done their part, and you can then join in and do your part. In the same way, if you're asking for a gank, never move in until your jungler comes in and ganks your lane. By being the one that follows up, you will save yourself a lot of frustration from being surprised when your teammates do not fulfill their jobs. And of course there are exceptions. Every now and then you will see that one teammate who is really good, even though it's bronze. And of course you can count on them, but for most part you really should not have any expectations at all. And that's basically it. These points are really simple but also important to understand, because these are the fundamentals of bronze. At least according to me, but hey, you know, surely there are many different ways, but this 100% works. It worked for me and it will definitely work for you too. I hope this guide helped you. Leave a like in case you liked it, leave a dislike in case you didn't, it's totally fair either way. Be sure to subscribe to keep tab of all new videos coming every Sunday. Leave a comment letting me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, stick to the plan, viewers!